When it comes to building muscle, one of the most common concerns I hear from people who go to the gym is whether or not they have the genetic potential to achieve their goals. It's a legitimate worry, especially when you see those naturally gifted guys at the gym who seem to get bigger and stronger with minimal effort. But the truth is, most of us don't have that genetic advantage, and we have to work with what we've got. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions is that our genetics are the sole reason as to why we build muscle and strength. But that's simply not true. Yes, genetics play a role, but they're not the only factor in the equation. In fact, many successful bodybuilders and athletes have achieved their physique through hard work, dedication, and smart training, despite not having been blessed with perfect genetics. But the reality is, most of us fall somewhere in the middle. We're not genetically blessed. But we're not complete outliers either. We have average genetics, and we find ways to make the most of them. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of how we do that, let's take a step back and acknowledge the challenge that comes with building muscle for the average person. It's tough, guys. You need to be consistent, patient, and be willing to put in the work each and every day. And even with all the effort, there is no guaranteed success for most of you. So what does it take to build muscle, serious muscle, for the average guy with average genetics? Is it even possible? Well, I'm here to tell you that it is. But it requires a deep understanding of the factors that contribute to building muscle. It's not just about lifting heavy and eating a ton of protein, although those things are important, but it's also about finding the right training methods, the nutrition plan, a strategy to recover properly from your workouts. That will all help your body to recover and grow accordingly. One of the most critical components of building muscle is staying consistent. You can't just hit the gym hard for a few weeks and expect your body to maintain those gains over time. You need to be in it for the long haul, making adjustments as needed and constantly pushing yourself to new heights. And let's not forget about nutrition. You can't just out-train a bad diet. And if you're not fueling your body with the right foods, you will never reach your full potential. Another key factor is your training methodology. You can't just train the same week in, week out. Your body adapts too quickly and you'll plateau faster than you can say muscle gain. Sometimes you need to mix it up, try new exercises, but most importantly, focus on progressive overload. And guys, don't even get me started on the word recovery. Recovery is very key to building muscle. Getting enough sleep, taking rest days, and incorporating stretching and foam rolling into your routine are all crucial for muscle building and repair. So what about all those motivational stories that we hear about guys who've achieved incredible gains despite having average genetics? Are they just anomalies, or is there something to be learned from their experience? I personally believe it's the latter. Take, for example, a guy who started lifting in his late 20s with no athletic background and minimal muscle mass. Through dedication, hard work, and the right guidance, he was able to pack on 30 pounds of muscle in a year. That's not a genetic freak. That's a result of smart training and a commitment to the process. Even when I look back at my own personal journey, I was never blessed with top tier genetics. I was always the skinny kid growing up. Yes, I was very sporty as a kid. I would always play football and other sports in PE, but I was never physically imposing. But I can honestly say I've built a body that looks good and is strong, and I'm proud of it. I've been training for almost 11 years straight now without any long breaks. So I always knew at some point it was just about a matter of time and being consistent. I also had to let go of the idea of trying to look like another person, especially these fitness influencers who I see on social media who are most likely on drugs, because I knew it would skew my perception of what actually looks good and what is considered strong. Whether it's my story or someone else's story, these stories are still inspiring, not just because of the physical transformations, but because they demonstrate the power of determination and a strategy in overcoming genetic limitations. They show us that even with average genetics, we can still achieve impressive gains and reach our fitness goals. So what's the takeaway from all of this? It's simple. While genetics do play a role in building muscle successfully, they're not the only factor. So if you have average genetics or even poor genetics, so what? Stop with the excuses. With hard work, smart training and consistency, it can take you further than what you thought was possible. So don't give up. Just keep pushing yourself, keep getting better, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.